Okay, and we're back. Yeah, I didn't put on any music while I was gone. Sorry about that. But anyways, we're back. Let's continue. So we just finished up that story mission, which means let's go talk to everybody on the ship. That is my new charter every time we finish a main story mission. So, sorry if you didn't like this aspect of the game, but this is what we're doing every time we finish a main mission, and make sure we chat with all of my homies. And we're going to start with Mr. Kaidan over here. Sir?
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Absolutely.
Of course. Have a seat.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
What do you mean cutting quarters?
That's not the appropriate way to address your commanding officer, Lieutenant.
Sorry, ma'am. Maybe I got a bad signal. And if you're a... maybe there's someone else you'd rather confide in. Ma'am.
Like who? Oh. Like who?
All right, Alenko. Off the record, permission to speak candidly, cross my heart and hope to die. What are you talking about?
Dr. Tassoni, ma'am. There's a lower deck rumor that she's, interested in you. As more than a source of Prothean data. She's a very interesting lady. To my, tastes, but, I never claimed to be big on alien culture.
Are you jealous?
You seem awfully worried about my personal affairs.
It's just that we don't have much downtime these days. I like being around you, but I don't want to take up your personal time.
Do I have to tell him it's not like that? I haven't really decided who I'm really going to romance yet. But I'm not really leaning toward Kaidan. He's kind of the most vanilla, boring guy. I mean, he's not that vanilla, but he's boring. He's a human. Where's the fun in playing a game about space aliens and not fucking the space aliens? Just saying. Welcome to the stream, Intrepid. How you doing? It's not like I have a face cam or anything you could help with the food in my teeth. That would be helpful, yes, but no. I have to do it on my own, sadly and unfortunately. But I'll fucking deal with it. Anyway, hi, Intrepid. How you doing? Oh, I'm going to get myself a space bad bitch. Don't you worry about that, FML. How you doing? Welcome in. Anyway, I'm just going to say I'm here, aren't I?
Look, you didn't want to talk about Liara, did you? What's your real issue?
You're right. Sorry. It wasn't, Liara's not my main concern. I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. You get my meaning?
Talk to me, Kaidan. You got a little black rain cloud sitting over your head.
I'll try to keep the deck dry. You know the records about the biotic trading out on Jump Zero? They're all classified, because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and EZO. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
And the Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
Well, then you're a bunch of dum-dums. Less talking, more killing. We'll get to that, FML. I just got done doing a bunch of killing. Now it's time to do a bunch of talking. I gotta talk to all my homies. Anyway, yeah, he's just your average, mentally stable good guy. No woman would want that. Sorry, Kaidan. Sorry, you're boring. If you really want to go outside the realm, you could always go to Andromeda for the alien booty. Do they got more alien choices in Andromeda? Don't answer that question. I haven't played that yet, but that would be interesting. I've only played Mass Effect 1 and 2, just as an FYI if you didn't already know. Anyway, I'm sure they meant well. Duh.
Sure Canadics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. To introduce himself, he liked to say, "I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father." When I told him my dad wasn't in the war, he'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to New Beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all of this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from making mistakes.
Special, huh?
If I'm out of line, just say the word.
I'm interested, but not now.
Now isn't the ideal time. But I want to talk about this, Caden.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
All right. I guess we can talk about the stuff we've been doing.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
I guess I can't do that
What's your
anymore right
opinion
now.
of the last mission.
Killing Saren's, what was Benezi anyway? Second in command? Advisor? Anyway, it should set him back a bit. I'm sure Dr. T'Soni's hurting though. Poor kid. Having to kill her own mom.
Any opinion on the Rachni?
Off the record, if we had the option, I'd as soon have left it to the Council. We weren't out here during the Rachni War. I'm not sure we have any business getting involved.
All right.
Talk later.
Fair enough.
I'd like that.
I like that. Anyway, Garzonis nailed it. Women really turned off by boring guys. Why do you think I'm dressed like a trash mon? I mean, boring is relative, right? One person's boring is another person's interesting. So you don't know, FML. You don't know. But dressing like a trash mon at least starts a conversation, am I right? Liara, how you doing, girl? Now that your mommy's dead.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
She's still with you, homie.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you.
Oh?
And making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people,
Oh?
especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
We're short-lived, though.
We don't have the luxury of time. And Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you, to understand what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, Your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard,
Ooh.
but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my
Ooh.
feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko.
You're female. No, it's not serious.
The lieutenant and I are just friends. Nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
Well, if I can't get at Garrus, this is probably the easiest person to get with is Liara, because as Liara has mentioned, women, whatever, Asaris don't worry about gender, they just bang whoever. So she's probably the easiest person to actually hook up with, no matter what.
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
It doesn't have to make sense.
These things never make sense. They just happen and we get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
I'll protect you.
I'll keep you safe.
I am not looking for a protector. This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
It's called being horny.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Just fuck already.
Thank you,
God.
Let's just talk about something else for now.
I'm cool.
I should go.
If we're not talking about this, I'm not interested. Bye. Anyway. So back on the topic of FML's Trashmon hat he was wearing. For example, FML's cousin's boyfriend knows that his Twitch user, or knows his Twitch username, and he told you at Christmas one time that he saw you with his trash bag on. That shit was funny. See what I mean? The trash bag man, talking point. People could be getting interested in such things. You know what I'm saying? Makes sense. But anyway, Liara is questionable to be the best BZ. I mean, it really just matters what you like. I think most people are more into Tali, which I'm going to go talk to her right now. More people are interested in Tali, I would say. But I think Liara is just the easiest to romance because she's already like initially interested in you. I think if you want to get Garrus or Tali, you have to actually do work. Her hair is kind of freaking you out. You don't like her head? It's not really hair. It's more just how her head is. That's just how their head is. What do I base the claim on the Tali thing? Because every person I ever heard play this game always goes, "Oh, Tali, oh!" At least guys. Every guy.
Good to see you.
You've been with C-Sec a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the Cyclones. I remember this one Elcor diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs, had the station in a bit of a panic.
Pretty effed up, man.
But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development. But there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for
4 balls?
Somebody's making a killing out there.
I didn't know Krogans had 4 balls. That's interesting. Tally is the chick who wears the helmet. We'll go talk to her in a minute, FML. You'll see.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
I'm just gonna agree with him.
It's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Tough choice.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Ooh?
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Sounds like a plan. Alright, so we got a whole other quest out of that. I forgot some of these actually lead to quests. That's pretty cool. Anyway, Dragon definitely simps on Tali. When I started this game the other day, or at least the second stream last time I played this the other day, he was definitely like, ooh, Tali, ooh. And yes, I also heard that the original creative director of Suikoden has passed away. That does make me sad. But, not really anything I can do about it other than just be sad about it. It's unfortunate.
Commander?
It's very sad. Can we talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Kaiden,
Are you interested in the Lieutenant Chief?
No, ma'am. And anyway, Scuttlebutt says he's already sweet on someone.
Who that might be?
What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
Okay, then.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between...
I think some of these lines of questioning and story would be different if I was the other sex, because I think some characters you just can't romance if you're the opposite sex. It's just not allowed. In fact, I might be stuck with just Kaiden and Liara. I don't even know if you can do anything with Tali or anything with Garrus. Or at least not with a male character. Or a female character, rather. I think if you're a male character, you can romance Tali or Ashley. And then obviously Liara is also on the table. I don't know how many options you have as a female, though. Can you? I just don't know if you can romance Garrus or not. I think that's the real question mark. But anyway, tell me about it, man.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did. Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
What about you?
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
Sounds pretty dope.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell.
Shook him,
She
basically.
helped him stop the
Ultimate
bleeding
shook
and had
him.
call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I didn't know you liked classical literature.
Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
Maybe.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now.
Ooh, we got a religious.
Not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Of course not.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter, only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who were really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were dangerous, Skipper. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours.
I had a feeling that would be her
You know,
opinion on it.
You really should talk to T'Soni about her mom. She has to be hurting.
I already did.
Saying, Skipper.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
I already did that. All right, Rex, you're up next, and we'll wrap it up with Tali when we get the chance.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the
Fucking
few
Jared.
warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
Am I sensitive about cheating on partners in video games, Intrepid? Not really. It's sometimes it's fun to just mac on everyone that you possibly can and see what happens. Unless you have a particular love interest that you want to go after. But I always like to see how much you can do, at least on a first playthrough. I know this technically isn't my first playthrough of this game ever, but I don't know if you can actually cheat in this game. I think once you pick a choice, you just have to go with that choice. I don't think you really get to veer off and go back and forth with it. I don't think. I could be remembering wrong, though.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk.
Talk.
We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your daddy?
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest.
Damn.
That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Well, okay then. I see.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Interesting story. Killed his own dad. All right. Anyway, it bothers you, so that one thing about games I'm okay with being spoiled on. I don't want names or specifics, but just want to know if there are other options. I gotcha. I gotcha. I mean, it depends on the game. It depends on if I'm trying to be a completionist. It just depends on all the things, Intrepid. And at the end of the day, it is a video game, so I don't care about it from like a personal perspective. It doesn't really bother me on that regard. But anyway, Tally, what's up?
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again. So to
See you smiling.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Oh, you will. But first, it's a Shoddy! Hey, Shoddy, you did miss me start this game. I started it last week, actually. I only played for like 3 hours or 2+ last week. But I did play some more on Tuesday this week, so 2 days ago. So we're not too far into this, but it's not a super long game, so you have missed a lot. But anyway, you'll find something, girl. You'll find
We've got a
something.
long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
Well, that is a lot of pressure.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Alright, so I'm assuming what we can do after that.
I should go.
See you later.
So I think Tally and Rex are both going to have their own missions too. I don't know when they will pop up, but maybe next time around they'll have their own missions that we can learn about. But anyway, back to chat for a moment. Now that we've talked to all of our homies. Shoddy over here going hard with the chat because he's a little bit tired today with that low energy. Well, hopefully we can perk you right up with a little Mass Effect, sir. Trepid says he has a hard time playing multiplayer and PvP games because you don't like how you think in games like that. Do you not like having to like get all riled up killing other real people who are playing the game or something? Does it get you all riled up or something? Because some people get pretty pissed off trying to play multiplayer games when they play any other game they wouldn't otherwise. But playing multiplayer stuff, it riles you up real something real fierce. I definitely have that as well, but I can temper that and have fun still. It's like the idea of killing other people. I got you. That's okay, man. Like, you don't have to like playing PvP stuff. You want to see my Paragon Renegade score real quick? You're going to be impressed. Boom! All Paragon all day. Halfway there. That's how I roll. I'm being a goody two-shoes on purpose. Renegade could be fun, but maybe when we do like Mass Effect 2, I'll do Renegade, because I played Mass Effect 2 before. I wouldn't mind doing a Renegade run on that. That could be fun. Assuming that it'll let me go back and forth between games if I'm the same Shepard. I really don't know yet. But anyway, let's open that galaxy map and let's get on to...
Top priority clearance.
Oh boy, hold on. We got a message. You finally get to see what it's like to not be a complete asshole. Oh, are you always an asshole when you play these games, Shoddy? Well, alright then.
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Oh, okay. Well, before we leave here, apparently we have a message. Let's go listen to it, shall we? Never mind on leaving yet. Hold on.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
So we can get some extra information going to Vermeer. We may just do that. So anyway, every time you play, you always go Renegade. It's just too much fun, and secretly how you really are in real life, Shoddy. How one behaves in games is how one behaves IRL. It's the only way. Isn't that how you always act in games? How you want to act in real life, but you can't? That's not entirely true. Some people like to follow along with, how they would actually choose. And sometimes that makes you go back and forth between Renegade and Paragon, or good and bad, whatever the spectrum is in the game you're playing, which keeps you more neutral than you realize. And honestly, I feel like most human beings are pretty neutral. Not a lot of people are fully one way or the other. So, yeah. You really got to be dedicated to the Paragon or Renegade in this game if you really want that meter to go up, whether you would agree with the choice yourself or not. Case in point, when I play GTA, I have to stop at traffic lights. Yeah, nobody does that. Anyway, yeah, and that thing that the council said, they're not necessarily spies. They're more like, I don't know, people watchers. Yum, 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 yum. That is kind of how they put that, isn't it? All right, anyway, we're done here in Noveria. We're done in this system. I already cleared this bitch out, so I'm good to go. What? Good to go. We already cleared out this Horsehead Nebula, so I think we're good to pop out of here. And we have options. We definitely have options. Okay, so local cluster. I think this one has another quest in it that we need to do. Yes, this one has a quest. Let's go do this. I'm kind of expecting for the rest of this session we're just going to do side quest stuff. So don't expect any more main story stuff. We're just going to try and do some quest log stuff. Maybe we'll have to. We'll probably explore a new planet or two, maybe, depending on how much time I have left here. But definitely going to be doing some side stuff for the rest of today's session. So prepare for side stuff. If you're going to be full renegade, it also means you have to be a douche with your own team. True. Or at least with the people who are good on your team or neutral. Rex will love all of your negativity. He will love it. Without name dropping, there's a full-time military service person playing through the trilogy on YouTube, and it's been interesting to see how their choices are. Yeah? Oh, it's the solar system, meaning this is our solar system right here, guys. This is the one we live in. Here's Mercury. Here's Venus penis. Here's Earth. Now, I think there was a quest for me to go to the moon. There was. I'll go there in a second. Yep, we found Earth, guys. We found it. There's Mars. And if you look closely at the Earth, you can see Shoddy's huge ego. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mo? The game's going along pretty good so far, I would say. We looked at Mars already. Next is Jupiter. Big old Joopy Poopies. Then we have big old Saturn Wattern. And then, of course, we have the Uranus. And don't forget the dwarf planet out here. Oh, sorry. I forgot about Neptune. That's not a dwarf planet. Do they still have it so you can see Pluto? Oh, there it is. Pluto! I hella forgot about Neptune. That was my bad. Alright. It's time. Let's go to Luna Moon and do whatever quest it was I was supposed to do here. I already forgot which quest it is, but it'll remind me. You've been waiting for me to play this game since 2017, Shoddy? I am sorry it's took me so long. But the reason why it took so long, mainly, is because it's not a blind playthrough. At least not for the first two games. I have only played the first two games. Past that, I will be playing blind Mass Effect 3 and Andromeda. Alright, for this quest, we're bringing Rex. I've been wanting to bring him for a while. And you know what? Let's go all combat. This is going to be a short mission, I'm sure. So, Ashley and Rex, let's go wreck some shop. Of course you'd remember Uranus, but not me, says Neptune. Alright, welcome to our moon, guys. I don't know if I got an achievement for landing on a certain amount of planets, I think. Nothing specific to the moon, just for planets. Alright, so I swear I had a quest here. Or something I was supposed to come here and do. I don't really remember what it was, but we'll find out. Aren't Neptune and Uranus closer to the size of the Earth than we think? I don't know the sizes, to be honest. But I thought all the gas giants outside of Mars were pretty big. Yeah. Mass Effect 3 has its issues, but it's still really enjoyed. You never played Andromeda is the name. Yeah, I have not played Mass Effect 3. I've heard mixed opinions. Most people like the game in general, but nobody seems to want to let go of the fact that they don't like the ending. That's all I ever hear. The ending sucks, the ending sucks, the ending sucks. They patched the ending, that's why it sucks so hard. They patched it. You know, I get it, but I'll have to see it for myself. My electronic skill's too low. Shitballs! I didn't bring anybody who's good at electronics. Or wait, hold on. Do I have anyone who... Hold up. Can I just level up some electronics? I might not be able to do that, actually. Nope. Cool. It backfired to bring on combat. Hold on. How opposed would I be to playing the Resident Evil 4 remake on professional? I wouldn't be opposed to it all. I like Resident Evil 4 a lot. Playing it on the hardest mode? Consider it a challenge run, Allegory. If that's what you're about to make me do on your redemption, I don't see anything wrong with that. That's part of the redemption allowance. So I need somebody who has Mechanics. I forget who has that. I want to say Kaiden has it. And I'll just bring Kaiden, I guess. I mean, I've seen one person who has the stuff. Let's see if that's the right person. We'll find out. You think the ending is fine in Mass Effect 3, Shoddy? That's fair. Some people, like I said, some people like it, some people hate it. Most people hate it, I should say. It looks like that the gas giants are only about 4 to 5 times the size of the Earth. 4 to 5 sizes times the size of the Earth. Okay, my electronic level is way higher here, so we should be good. Yeah, that's pretty big. Yeah. I have some extra points I can spend here. Let's go ahead and lift up stasis. I'll put the last 3 points. Well, I'll put it in medicine. I was going to put it in lift, but I'll save it there. I don't have any points here, but I have hella for Rex because I haven't been using him. I should probably do this real quick. Assault rifle, shotgun, combat, armor. Let's get him up to fitness to there. And stasis, at least learn it. Throw, at least learn it. And barrier can go up. And we'll give him another stasis. That works. He's looking pretty balanced. A pretty balanced master battle man. Alright, let's try this again now that we have some mechanics. Jesus. Contextually, the ending is fine. The execution was the source of the displeasure. Okay, again, I'll have to wait and see. I don't want to talk too much about it because I know we're a long way to get away from getting there. So let's not talk about it too much. Anyway, you actually tried the new free-to-play Silent Hill thing. You weren't impressed, but it was really good for a free game. Fair enough. It's like you have to know that you like Silent Hill stuff to even want to play that kind of stuff. Or even scary stuff. You hated it initially, but thinking back on it, there wasn't much that could be done after building 3 long games. You're talking about the Mass Effect 3 ending. Yeah, again, we should talk about it a little bit less. I know you're not spoiling anything, but let's try to avoid that happening. Neptune and Uranus are about 4 to 5 times the size of the Earth. Jupiter is 11 times, and Saturn's about 7 to 8 times. And we're talking in radius. No, I get it. I get it. I get what you meant. Ah, I tried to squeeze it through. Damn it. Okay, stop being dumb. Oh my god, stop. Oh my... Okay. Woo! Clutch. That's what you call clutch. That's what you call clutch. That's what you call clutch. That was the one I've struggled on with the most this whole game. Goddamn. There's really not anything else left here to explore other than the Alliance training ground, so that's boring. A boring map to find. Hashtag hacker. Alright, well anyway. We're doing it. We're on the moon. There's the Earth right there. I love that view. That's tight. Somebody shooting at me? Motherfucker, somebody over here shooting at me. How dare you? Heavy turret that bitch. Wait, what? They fixed the Earth in Legendary Edition? Was it flipped over in previous version? That's interesting. Bye-bye. Alright. This vehicle looks like a giant RC car. I actually called it that before. Funny you said that. Can I go in all 3 of these places? Like, or are these just 3 different entrances to the same place? I guess we're going to find out. What difficulty am I playing this on? 1 step above normal? I forget what it was called. Like, it's not the hardest mode in the game, but it's the next step up from normal. QA must have had a field day with that Earth mistake. Yeah, I'm sure. Earth is backwards. It's still pretty tough. I mean, it's been pretty not that hard. I would say I've pretty much been wrecking this game pretty good. I haven't really got stuck on much. I shouldn't even say stuck on anything. I haven't got stuck on anything. What? Oh, I didn't go in all the way. Oh my god. Override. Failed. Do it again. That's my first failure in the whole game, guys. And I had it, and I fucking messed it up. Accidentally, I didn't hold it up all the way. I didn't hold it up all the way. Alright. Gotta be a better hacker, dog. I honestly forgot what my quest did, what I'm doing here, but I remember a quest wanted me to come here to investigate this place, so here we are. Get ready to throw hands. Fucking turret, or whatever you want to call it, drone. Fucking drone. Fuck out of here, drone. Night-night, drone. Oh god, they're behind us. Ah! Ah, heal! Good lord. Goddamn. I'm playing on soldier class, yes. That is a 100% true statement, yes. It's because I'm good at the RPG elements. I mean, because I know how to equip my equipment sometimes. I mean, even then I'm not very good about it. But I've been trying to keep my equipment up to date a little bit. The RPG elements aren't really that heavy in this game, to be honest. Just the leveling aspects. And when I started off the game, I kept my combat levels pretty low. I kept spending everything on, like, you know, hacking and mechanical stuff so I can make sure I can hack everything I come across. I focused more on that in the beginning. Now we're pretty much caught up. We're good to go. But the fact that I'm playing on soldier answers all that. I guess that's fair. Fair enough. Lots of exclamation points in this room. Coming up. What do we got? Oh. Right, conduit for the VI. Oh, do we got to destroy these? Is that what we're doing? Wait. Hold on. Before I destroy this. Destroy the conduits. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. That is what I need to do. Okay, that's one, I guess. One down. Two to go. Or, actually, I might have to go inside of all three of these buildings to destroy all three of them. But yeah, we'll see. RPG elements are heavy on some classes. You have yet to run a tech class. I mean, some people like using all the, you know, all the abilities and such. I don't know. I don't mind leaving all the abilities and such up to my allies. They have plenty of that. Also, there's a data port. I guess make sure you loot that before you go. The lights on the optical transmitter die. The first of the three. Okay, so that was number one down. We just have to do... Okay, so we do have to go in all three buildings outside. Noted. That's easy enough. We can make this happen, Captain. Happen, Commander. Cobra Commander. Shepard gets back to the ship. Hackett, what did you do? We just wanted you to turn the system off, not blow it up. I mean... He just wanted us to deal with it. I'm shutting it down. Permanently. You always found Paragon to conflict with how many people Shepard kills. I mean, Paragon is literally just, you know, it just means good. It doesn't mean good doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't kill people. It just means he doesn't kill as many people. It's all about morals. chaotic good. I mean, I guess that's one way to put it. It's all about that body count, dog. We're getting some level 6 stuff. Gonna definitely have to start maybe re-equipping my homies. We're a virtuous killer. We take the life only from those who are evil and who annoy us greatly. Exactly. See, Garzonis gets it. Thus is the life. Anyway, I'm expecting a bunch more drones. Remember, this is a virtual intelligence who is running things right now. Ouchies! Whew! Handled that like a pro? Sort of? Not really? This assault rifle kind of wrecks. I like it. Damn it. Quit moving, bitch. Moving around too much. Screwing around. Alright. Anything else to loot around here? Boom, 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 boom. Alright, we got 2 more rooms full of these things to destroy, so let's get it done. Kinetic barrier fields powering up throughout the complex. Oh, I see. It's just trying to make things more complicated as I go. I gotcha. I understand. You'll never stop me, game. You'll never stop me from destroying your VI ass, boy. What happened to Stormtrooper Funky? Hey. My bad aim is only relegated to games that don't have great aim, or to games that are just have AI that moves around a lot. This game's AI is not the greatest. You can't really... It's hard to miss. Those little drone guys might be the most annoying things to move around. Other than that, and the Geth stalkers. Those things move around a lot, too. Those are the ones that, like, hop around on walls and shit. Those guys are little bastards. Yeah, the enemies in this game are the stormtroopers, not me! Hell yeah. Alright, one more of these little situations to take down, and we will be done with this little side mission situation. Side mission situation. I'm loving the fact that I'm playing this on PC because my loading times are amazing. Run! The moon! The game was only really hard for me on hardest difficulty because of how little tolerance Shepard has for damage. Yeah, if you play on the hardest difficulty, you really gotta duck and cover, man. If you get out in the open at all and they pop you, you just die. There we go. Patience, young grasshopper. Patience, I'll set you free. The AI itself kind of sucks. Yeah, exactly. The enemies don't really do anything. The worst enemies for a game like that would be on hard are any enemies who will actually bum rush you because, you know, you can get overwhelmed. Ah! You could get overwhelmed by, like, you know, some big boys who are rushing you and you can't hide in time or something. But other than that, enemies who sit back, just duck and cover. Deal with it from there. Whoa! Oh, mama! Did I just die? I might as well have. Holy shitballs. Whoever just did stasis or whatever, you just saved my life. Some of you just done saved my life. Is Kaiden in the way or something? Why can't I shoot? What the hell is happening? That was so weird. I was trying to shoot that turret, but it wouldn't let me. That was weird. Well, somehow I didn't die there, thanks to the homie, I'm sure. That was ridiculous. Sorry, I got something in my eye, so I keep trying to rub my eye. If you're wondering why I keep stopping out of nowhere, my eye is itchy. Yeah, it's annoying. Alright, last one. The game heard me talking shit on its AI, apparently, and they're like, oh yeah? Well, let's all gang rape his ass. And that's exactly what they were going for. Little bastards. Alright, I'm assuming... Oh boy, I was gonna say, I'm assuming now we're gonna get some more additional defense on our ass. Here it comes. Ow. Bastards. Bring on the additional defense. It won't save you. It'll never save you. Alright. One more room and we are done with this little mission. Whether the Admiral likes it or not. He doesn't have to like our methods, but he can't argue with results. A burst of white noise over all frequencies nearly deafens you. Your heart suit's heads up display interprets it into a series of zeros and ones. I'm not going to read all that. They repeat again and again, blanketing all frequencies until the lights on the final VI cluster flicker and die. On the final VI cluster, flicker and die. Specialization class achieved? Your specialization class will replace your base class in the talents on the squad screen. Talent ranks in your base class transfer over to your specialization class. Oh. I can pick a specialization now. Okay. This was worth doing. More health, more damage protection, improves my immunity barrier, improves adrenaline, or increases damage with all weapons, improves immunity, marksman, and assassination. I'm going to pick that one. I'm going to whoop ass. I'm a soldier. I'm a commando. I'm going to whoop some ass. Yeah. Who needs more health and defense? If I was playing it on the hardest mode, I actually probably would have picked that one. But I'm going to be doing so much work, it won't even matter. I'm going to be going commando all over him, dude. All over him. Well, anyway, that's all for this side mission. Beautifully done. I'm assuming the Admiral will contact us, or I got to go talk to him back on, on planet side. But either way, this questo is hopefully done on this map. This map is clear. We good, so we out.